Yes, Mohanji, I appreciate it. Mohanji and everybody else, we may have to continue with this Gajakeshri theme and Moon and Jupiter in trines for next time. Okay. Anyway, okay, over to you.
Namaste.
Yeah.
So, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Oh.
It's visible.
Yeah, okay. Thank you for this opportunity. I would like to thank you for giving this opportunity in the first place. Before going to start this session, I would like to take the name of the Guru with the Bruhaspati Gayatri. Vrishabam Charshaninam Vishwarupamatabhyam Bruhaspatim Varenyam. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start, but if you have anything else, feel free to stop me in the middle, or you can leave a message. I'll read. I'll try to answer everything. And every bit of this presentation is inspired from the teachings of Pandit Sanjay. It's all his Bhiksha, after all. So I am really thankful for his indefinite grace on all the students. Okay, so Videsha Yoga is the topic of mine for today. But before going into the context of Videsha and travel settlement, I would like to touch upon what exactly Videsha means. So Desha, we know, Desha means place that we are living, or in general, a place is to be considered as a Desha. But what we means in this context? We are with means to know, to experience, to feel, and also different in a context. So Videsha means, so there is a place, let's assume, and what will, if you go and travel to somewhere, what are the different things that you experience in that place? The first thing will be food. The second thing will be language. So that is obviously Mercury. So then art and culture, Venus. Then the governing body, law of that place. So we can call it Jupiter. So if you see, the major benefics are Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and also Moon with good Pakshabala. So if you go to Videsha, all these benefics are going through a change. So you're going to experience all these things in a different way. But is this change good for us? Is this change good? So Parashara wanted to reiterate that Videsha yoga is not good and it's a misfortune. Why he said so, we'll see that in the slokha that he has given in the Arista adhyaya. Arista means, in a simple language, it means evil. So why he wanted to say that something like going to abroad is evil? Okay. And in this contemporary context, I'm sure foreign travel is taken in a very, very positive way. Yes, it is indeed positive. But Parashara gave a very good sloka to understand what all leads to Arista, what all leads to foreign travel and all. Okay. So from the sloka, we are going to derive how Saturn and Rahu are going to impact us. And Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter yoga, we are going to dwell sometime. And we are going to dwell sometime on Mars and Jupiter. And the important thing that I want you to consider or keep in mind is Varga chakras. So we are going to go for Videsha for different contexts. For example, our parents may move when we are born. So that is D12 for us. So if we are going for study, so that is D24. What if we are going for work? That is D10. What if you are going to marry and move with somebody to abroad. That is D9. This happens, these are the 4 vargas that we commonly go use when we are speaking in the context of Videsha. But there is also D7. Sometimes we may go to abroad for to live with our children. Okay. So the vargas that I am going to use in this lecture is D12, all about parents moving, D24, education, D10, work and all other attributes associated with work, D9, marriage, D7, children. And I'm sure few of us or most of us are aware of Arudha Lagna for sure. But there is something called Srimanta Yogas based on Arudas. So the important Srimanta Yoga that we all most probably aware is 11th from Arudha Lagna. 11th from Arudha Lagna. We are going to see how going to abroad may bring this Srimanta to us. So this is what you can expect from my session now. Without any delay, let me get into the slides. Okay. So this is the shloka that Parashara gave in Arista adhyaya and Pitrubhaga. When I mean Pitrubhaga, he spoke about this, he spoke of the shloka while handling Pitru doshas. So let me read out. So Chaturte Dashame Papau Dvadashecha Yadastitau Pitaram Mataram Hatva Deshat Deshantaram Prajit. So this Deshantaram can be translated to leaving birthplace and staying in the same country. Leaving birthplace and staying in the same country. Or Deshantaram means going away from your country itself. Okay, we are going to see a lot of examples based on this. I'm going to explain each part of the shloka such that we can understand this in a better way. Okay, so when the first part of the shloka is Chaturte Dashame Papau. So Chaturte means 4th house. Okay. Dashame means 10th house. Okay. Papau means there are so many malefics for us. Let's say Saturn is malefic, Mars is malefic, Rahu is malefic, Ketu is malefic. But when we are trying to understand the scenario from the context of father, Saturn becomes most malefic. Okay. Saturn becomes most malefic. Okay. So I may have to place Saturn here or Saturn here. Okay. Either way, it is going to destroy the axis completely. That is for sure. But there is the second part of the shloka where Parashara is saying Dvadashe Edasita. Dvadashe means 12th house. Yeah. Dvadashi means 12th house. So if I have to consider a single malefic trying to destroy 4th house, 10th house, and also 12th house, I should consider Saturn placement in the 10th house to be the right placement because Saturn aspects 3rd sign from it, and also 7th house from it, and also 10th house from it. Okay. So Saturn trying to destroy your home, 4th house. Okay. Giving you a drishti to send you to abroad. Okay. 12th house. Does it mean only abroad? 12th house also means jail. 12th house also means becoming spiritual. It also means living in an ashram. So we'll try to understand all these aspects in a nutshell with the examples. So hope the derivation is okay for everybody. Okay, let me take up the example. Okay, this is the first chart for you. Okay, so we have built that Saturn in 10th house is aspecting 4th house and also 12th house. Should take the person to abroad. Okay, when we mean abroad, we should need Rahu, right? So Saturn alone may take you away from home, but to go away from your country itself, you need Rahu. Okay, so you will understand in Albert Einstein's horoscope that Saturn is aspecting 12th house. Rahu is also aspecting 12th house with his 5th aspect. Saturn is also aspecting 12th house with 3rd house aspect. Saturn is aspecting 4th house. Rahu is also aspecting 4th house with his 9th aspect. Okay. So, but the beauty in this horoscope is every time he moved to abroad. So he moved for education from Germany to Switzerland, then from Switzerland to Austria. Then he did a lot of travel to give lectures. Then he migrated to USA. The reason can be anything, but Saturn did push him to pursue his interest in abroad. Okay. But what is that enabling him to take citizenship everywhere he goes? That should be the criteria for us. So Saturn plus Rahu, we understood that it will take us away from home or away from country. But if you see, there is an interesting parivartana between Saturn and Jupiter in his horoscope. Okay. So does this, can we add Jupiter to this context? And can I say, if there is a yoga formation happening with Saturn plus Rahu plus Jupiter, this person not only goes to abroad, okay, but also stays there. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say that. But that will still be an assumption for us. Okay. So we need a shloka to back this up. So here is the shloka from a different source, but it is good idea to consider different sources when we are trying to understand a classic like Brahat Parashara Hora Shastra. So this is a old, very, very old classical Tamil text called Tulipani Jyotidam. Here, the Siddhar says something like this. If Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu combine strongly in a movable or common sign, combine can mean aspect, it can mean anything. So take the translation literally for now. You will understand with the examples. So the native will leave his birthplace and wander in foreign places. The same Pulipani also said something very interesting. So if Mars joins anywhere to the 8th lord and 12th lord, the native will go to abroad. 8th lord because of the oceans and 12th house because of the foreign. That part we can understand. But he also wants us to understand that Mars and also Jupiter can take us to abroad. Okay. So with this kind of introduction, we can understand a bit of that. Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter takes us to abroad. Mars plus Jupiter can also take us to abroad. Okay. So let's see. This is one more chart. J.R.D. Tata. So he also has Saturn in 10th house. So he was born in Paris. So studied in London, Japan, France, India. Ultimately moved to India, became citizen in India, renounced French citizenship. But if you see, Saturn is aspecting 3rd house. If we take the count 3 signs. So this is first sign, this is second sign, this is third sign. But there is no Rahu aspect on it. There is no Rahu aspect on it. Okay. So Saturn is aspecting 4th house. There is no Rahu aspect on it. How come he traveled abroad? He should be traveling inside the Paris. I mean, inside the Europe at least. But he traveled all the way to India. So this tells us that This tells us very important dynamics of Jyotish. The dynamics is to use Sputadrishti. Sputadrishti, we need a small intro to Sputadrishti. So this is elaborately dealt in year 1 of Parashara. But Sputadrishti means we take the Lagna Bhava, and try to decipher the Drishtis. You can read more on it in your sessions. But the important thing is, see here, Saturn, Rahu are both influencing his Lagna. Okay? Lagna, and he has Jupiter here. The yoga is complete. So he eventually moved to India. So again, the dictum is reiterated. Saturn plus Rahu plus Jupiter, if they influence his sign, not just 12th house, if they influence any sign for that matter, it can take us, that sign can take us to abroad. Okay. This is very clear. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is small revision about the drishtis. Saturn aspects 3rd house, Saturn aspects 10th house, Jupiter aspects 5th and 9th houses, Mars aspects 4th and 8th houses. This is very simple, but I want to reiterate that I'm going to use Sputa Drishti, that is mathematically derived drishtis. It is available in Jyotish, Sri Jyotish Star, and all new ACE softwares. Okay, so let me reiterate the concept one more time. So Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, they bring movement and takes you to abroad. Mars and Jupiter tries to settle you abroad. We will see examples about this, but our focus is going to be Saturn and Rahu, at least for the first part of this session. Okay, here is the first example for us. Okay, I'm listening to some noise. Okay, good. Okay. Is clear? Is the introduction clear? Is there anything that you would like to ask? Feel free to ask. Else I will proceed into the examples. Is everything okay? Okay, good.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so let's see. So the first example that I have for you is Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is an actor, very famous actor. He got diagnosed with some issue recently, so he's in the news. So good chat to take up. So he was born in Germany. Okay. His mother is from Germany and his father is an American soldier. But after being discharged from military in 1957, his father got discharged from military in 1957. His father relocated the family to his hometown of New Jersey. So that is approximately 3 years. So let's see what made Bruce Willis to move. Okay, here is the horoscope. Right. So what is the first step that we have to see? We have to see, is there any association of Saturn and Rahu on a sign? So the first thing we are going to check is drishtis. So 12th house has Saturn and Rahu, 45 and 58. Oh, before going into this numbers, let me just give you a brief about what this numbers means. The total is for 60. When we mean 60, it is 4 pada. So above 45 to 60 is considered to be 4 pada. Okay, 4 pada drishti. So if it is between 30 to 45, it is 3 pada. Okay, 3 pada. If it is 15 to 30, it is 2 pada. If it is 0 to 15, it is Eka pada drishti. Eka pada. Okay. Eka pada means 1 pada. Okay. Okay. That being said, okay, we are going to find, is there one sign that is influenced by both Saturn and Rahu? So we can use drishtis. So 12th house has something, but Papakartari of Saturn and Rahu is there on the Scorpio. Okay, you can see this downward triangle indicating the same. Okay, but we need some sort of association with this sign to the Jupiter for this person to go abroad. Okay, so the Lord Ketu or Mars, Lords of Scorpio or Ketu or Mars, is conjoined with Jupiter. This is one sambandha. Okay, good. So Scorpio is third house, right? Does third house has drishti of Jupiter? Yes, 43. It is nearby 4 pada. So we can consider it to be 4 pada drishti. 4 pada drishti. So this sign becomes very, very priority for us to decide whether he will go to abroad or not. So we understood from the story that he moved with his father. So the concerned divisional chart is D12. So concerned divisional chart is D12. The focus sign that we have got is Scorpio. Let's see what is D12. Is it telling us? Oh, D12 Lagna is Scorpio. So does this mean if the focus sign becomes Lagna, or if the Lagna Lord is in the focus sign of the respective Varga, will that Varga takes us to abroad? It seems to be true. Let's see. So Scorpio is the sign which happened to be his Lagna in this Jataka. So his father took him to the abroad. Good. But the real criteria point here is father initiated the yoga. So ninth house, ninth lord should have a say. So moon, right? Moon. So this Jupiter and Mars are in Parivartana. So his life is changed. His father is bringing a major Parivartana into his life. So Lagna Lord is Mars, obviously. So his father is trying to activate Mars in his Jataka. Okay. So we have to time the event. Let's see. So if this is his Lagna, this is first year, second year, third year. So we know from the data that he was born in 1955. He moved in 1957. So that is 3 years. So Scorpio is 3. He moved in his third year. Okay. Okay, good. Now, eventually he got citizenship. He worked there. Perfectly cool. Okay. Now, let's see the next example. I want to reiterate the concept, the application that we have done. So what is the first step that we have done? So we have tried to find the sign that has association of Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, and then we called it as focus sign. Then that focus sign should activate the Varga Lagna or Varga Lagna Lord. We already understood that there are only 5 Vargas roughly that can take us to abroad. Parents, education, that is D24, work, D10, and marriage, D9. So it has to activate Lagna or Lagna. Then once we see that activation, we are timing it with the Chakra Dasha or Sudarshan Chakra Dasha, Rashi Dasha or natural maturity will help us to understand the dynamics. Okay. So here is the next example for us. Sir Richard Francis. Okay. So the simple introduction is that he's a British explorer, writer, scholar. The very moment he explored a lot in Asia, Africa, and America as well. This exploration is considered to be wandering, and he knows a lot of languages and he understood a lot of cultures. So in the introduction, I was telling you, so you will be exposed to a lot of change with respect to food, language, culture, government, all those things. He even worked in government at different levels. Okay, he spoke almost 29 European and European, African, Asian languages. Okay, so let's see what made him to take that decision and move around Europe, Asia, and Africa. So we have to find the focus sign. So what is the focus sign? So there are 2 focus signs in his Jataka. What is this first focus sign? So first step is Saturn and Rahu should be aspecting. Jupiter should be aspecting. Oh, Jupiter 4 pada drishti, Saturn 4 pada drishti, Rahu 4 pada drishti on house 1. His house 1 is Libra. Okay. Okay. Next, again, house 9 has 43, almost 4 pada, 50, 55. This is 4 pada. Okay. House 9 is triggered with, this yoga is activating house 9. That is Gemini. So what are the focus signs? Focus signs are Libra and Gemini. So the very moment he was born, their parents moved to France. So he was born in UK. Then their parents decided to move to France. So the concerned varga should be D12, right? Let's see. So we are expecting that either Libra or Gemini should be activated in the D12. Okay, Gemini or Libra should be activated. Aquarius has 2 lords, Saturn and Rahu. Rahu is conjoined with Libra, in Libra, conjoined with Venus. So Lagna Lord of the Varga is in the focus sign, conjoined with the focus sign Lord, Venus. So this should take him to abroad, obviously. We will time it in a moment. Okay, then he moved abroad extensively. Okay, that means a lot of karma he has done. So we have to use D10. This is D10. Okay, so we got the 2 focus signs, Libra and Gemini. Varga Lagna Lord, Saturn is in Gemini. So Varga Lagna Lord in Gemini is activating his abroad travel. Okay, good. But this should be mapping back to the Rashi chart in some way such that we can understand about the Srimanta Yogas. Okay. If we bring this sign, Gemini, back to the Rashi chart, okay, it is activating his Aruda Lagna. So if something is manifesting his Aruda intensely, like this, Saturn shows old cultures, Gemini shows languages, and Saturn is trying to influence Gemini. So old cultures, and third house, Gemini is natural third house, lot of travel. We can call him as an explorer in a way. Yeah. Okay. So this has activated his Aruda Lagna completely. So in D12, they moved to France, right? So the concerned sign is Libra. So if I take Libra, okay, this is 5th from the Aruda Lagna, 5th house from the Aruda Lagna. There is a tricky situation for Aruda. Okay. What is the tricky situation is, Aruda tries to jump to 1-7 axis. So Gemini can be his Aruda and Sagittarius can be his Aruda. At times, it depends on the Dasha. So his parents moved to abroad. So this has activated, let's assume that this is his Aruda Lagna when he was born. Okay. Somehow some strange scenario made him to shift this Aruda Lagna to here. So his 11th house from Aruda Lagna got activated, triggering Srimanta Yoga for him. So this is like lot of money, explored life, worked in different cadres in British Empire and moved to different countries, working for Britain, all those things. Okay. Okay. Am I clear? Am I going in fast? Good. Good so far? Okay. Okay. So the next horoscope you have is Flynn's horoscope. Okay. So he was born in Australia, moved to America, and he achieved worldwide fame during golden age of Hollywood. So we'll try to apply the same dynamics in Flynn's horoscope. So the first step is trying to see is Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter impacting a sign. So Saturn, Rahu are creating Papakartari on Aries. Okay, Aries. And Jupiter is giving 52%, 52 means 4 Pada Drishti on Aries. So this sign becomes focus sign for us, Aries. He traveled for education, but let me focus on D10. So because he moved from Australia to UK, Australia to UK, from UK to USA. Eventually, he settled down in USA. So the whole idea of this movement, wandering from Australia to UK and UK to USA, can be straight shortly understood by seeing this Vargottama Lagna in detail. So we understood that the Saturn, Rahu, and Jupiter are impacting Aries. If Aries becomes his Lagna in D10, it is inevitable for him to move. It is indeed inevitable. Okay, is this by any chance activating Srimanta Yoga for him? Let's see. Let's bring this Aries to Rashi chart back. Okay, his Arudha Lagna is in Sagittarius. Because of more planets being present here, because of the lot of strength in Gemini, and his career choice is acting. So this Arudha Lagna will jump to Gemini. From Gemini, the focus sign is 11th house, triggering Srimanta Yoga for him. So he's very famous for his flamboyant lifestyle. Because of his Srimanta Yoga, Shri becomes very visible once it has started, once it got activated, it becomes very evident on the face. It becomes very evident. They'll try to spend more money. They'll try to build a huge house, or they'll try to buy some very expensive vehicles, something like that. Some strange aspects will come into their life and they'll try to spend money on it. Literally, Srimanta Yoga means more of having money, not just that you having money. It is about you spending it too. That is the whole idea. Okay. So, okay. Now we have been seeing examples associated with Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter activating a sign, and thus that sign impacting a Varga or Varga Lagna or Lagna Lord taking to abroad. Okay, Lagna Lord taking to abroad. But in Pulipani Granda, Pulipani Maharshi said something very interesting. Mars and Jupiter can also take people to abroad. How is this relevant to us? Let's see. Okay. If you're able to see, there is a very big picture here. So this is called as Mangala Sutra. Mangala means literally translate to Mars. Okay. It is in yellow color. So yellow color is obviously Jupiter. Okay. So if somebody is getting married to somebody, they will try to establish a different home, maybe in the same place, maybe in a different place. Sometimes it can be in a different country altogether. Okay. So that is the whole idea of Mars and Jupiter impacting your Jataka and triggering marriage or settling you forever. Okay. That is what it means. So if you really try to understand, it is just that Saturn, Mars, outer grahas having some sort of association with Jupiter, taking us to abroad. Saturn, Jupiter is pushing us, bringing us change without our notice. So we are moving without our approval. Mostly, Mars, Jupiter is our approval because Mars shows security. Okay, we are considering it because Mars brings a lot of security for us. Okay, let's see one good example. Grace Kelly, she's very, very famous actress, American actress, who very significant films in early mid 1950s, became Princess of Monaco by marrying Prince. Okay, good. So she was born into a well-known Catholic family of Irish and German origins. So there is a lot of already intercultural or interfaith conflict in the family already. Let's see what made her to take this decision of marrying a prince and move to abroad. Okay, so all along we have been seeing Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter. Now we are going to use Mars. Mars is having Purna Drishti 60 on 8th house. This is first house. This is 8th house. See, 8th house. So here you have Jupiter. Oh, Mars and Jupiter are forming a yoga, and it is activating something very important in her horoscope. Okay, good. But the concerned sign should be considered as Taurus, because Jupiter is there. That is the reason why we are considering Taurus as the concerned sign, because Mars is aspecting this sign and this becomes our focus sign. So Taurus is our focus sign. The context is that she got married. So the concerned varga is D9, obviously. Okay. So D9 Taurus has something to do with Lagna. Yes, Lagna Lord, her Lagna is Capricorn. Lagna Lord is in Taurus. This should move her to, this should take her to abroad. Okay. Now how to time it? Now we have to start timing the events. Saturn dispositor is Venus or Moon, because Taurus has dual lordship. Okay. Taurus has dual lordship. So we are going to use dual lordships. So Venus or Moon should bring her to marriage. Okay. Venus is here. Moon is here. So let's do Chakradasha. So if this is first house, she got married when she is 27. So let's see. So if this is 24, sorry, if this is 24, 25, 26, 27. This is normal Chakradasha without any jumps. We have to jump for Sudarshan Chakradasha. So this is, if this is 1, this becomes 12, because 12 signs in the zodiac. Then 24, we are jumping. After 24th year, we'll do one more jump. So here is 25, 25, 26, 27. So Moon got activated. She got married and moved to Monaco. But marrying a prince is not a small thing. It is like fairy tale coming true. So let's see, is there some Srimanta Yoga coming into her life? So Taurus is the focus sign again. We are taking this sign back to Rashi chart. Okay, taking this sign back to Rashi chart. See her Aruda. This is Aruda in Cancer. Taurus is 11th house from Aruda Lagna. 11th house from Aruda Lagna activating Srimanta Yoga. Srimanta Yoga. So why Jupiter is giving that much of Shri? If we try to understand the dynamics, Jupiter is dispositor of Saturn, who is Yoga Karaka in this Jataka. And also, it is carrying energy of the Venus, because Venus's Uchanata is Jupiter. So it is basically activating for her Lagna. So Venus is obviously giving results of the Sun, Necha Surya. So 11th house, 5th house are activated for her with single Jupiter. And it is manifesting in the form of Srimanta Yoga for her. Because of this marriage, she married a prince. Okay. Okay, there are some series. Let me see once. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. I'll get to that chart examples in a moment. So let's move to the next chart. Okay, Claudia Schiffer. I'm sure everybody knows her. Okay, so yeah. So let's see. Claudia is German born. model, born in Germany, settled in United Kingdom. And she started her career very, very early at the age of 17. She rose to fame in her 1990s as one of the world's most successful models, attained supermodel status. This is not a small thing. This is not a small thing to achieve, especially in 1970s. If you happen to be born in Germany and moving to UK and making sense to people, it's not a small thing. Let's see what triggered push for her. Okay. So in Claudia's horoscope, I would like to show how this Saturn Rahu thing and Saturn Rahu and Jupiter thing working, and also Mars and Jupiter thing working. Okay, Mars and Jupiter thing working. So just you may have to give more focus to this horoscope because I'm clubbing 5 things into this. So that is the reason. Yeah, let's see. So very, very direct. Saturn and Rahu is giving Kartari Yoga on Pisces. Okay. Is Jupiter associated with this by any chance? Let's see. This is 6th house for her. Is 6th house associated with Jupiter? No. Only 17. 6th house has only 17. Oh, but the Lord of this sign is Jupiter. Can we ignore that? I don't think so. We cannot ignore that because the Lord is Jupiter for this sign. Okay. Now she moved at the age of 17 to Paris to work as a model. So as we understood that the activation sign, the focus sign is Pisces, can we expect that this Pisces is to do with her D10? So Pisces is her D10 Lagna. So it will obvious if she has to work, she has to go away from home. Not just away from home, she has to go away from her country. Literally, it is inevitable for her. So let's time it. So this is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Oh, Pisces is 17. So Pisces activated her D10 Lagna. She moved abroad. Good. Very good. But is it activating any Srimanta Yoga for her by any chance? That is very, very important context. Okay. So if you see here, the Lord of this sign is Jupiter, right? Lord is here. Now I'm not seeing any Srimanta Yoga very definitely, right? Because of this Rahu, okay, Rahu Dasha, this Aruda Lagna will shift to the opposite sign of Aquarius. Okay. From here, this particular sign is 2nd house. If your 2nd house is aspected by Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, Moon, all those benefics. So basically these benefics are aspecting her sign, her Aruda. So 2nd house from Aruda, triggering Srimanta Yoga for her. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Now Saturn Rahu Jupiter is over. She moved to Paris and she worked out. She rose to humongous fame. Good. But she eventually married, got settled with 3 children. That should mean something, right? Let's see. So Mars is here, Jupiter is here. They both are trying to influence. See, Mars and Jupiter are influencing her 5th house. This is her 5th house. Okay. This is activating her Navamsha Lagna. With Mercury in Lagna, with 7th house Venus, I have no doubt she's a model. This is a standard dictum. So if you have Mercury in young looks obviously. So this 5th house that was triggered by Mars and Jupiter is triggering her Navamsha Lagna, made her to marry somebody in abroad. So let's time it. Obviously, we have to time it. Let's bring this sign back to Rashi chart. So if this is 24, 25, 26, 27, but she did not marry in 27th year. Maybe she met somebody in 27th year. We are not sure. 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 activates Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury. Okay. Mercury. And this is activating Mercury in her Navamsha Lagna and putting her to marriage. Okay, good. So hope the difference is understandable. Okay. Now see. Yes, let me see. So Saturn Rahu Papa Kartari D10 covered, D9, D10, D2. Okay, good. Okay. I covered everything. Let's see one more chart. I have only 2-3 charts. Remind we cover this. So Paramhamsa Yogananda is very, very famous for his travel and preaching. He's famous for his contribution to the Kriya Yoga. So in his famous autobiography of Yogi Paramhamsa Yogananda, autobiography of Yogi, it is basically titled as autobiography of Yogi. He wrote that he never wanted to leave India, but his spiritual guru, Yukteswar Maharaj, who was a Jyotishi, by the way, wanted him to, he said that his destiny is to bring science of Kriya Yoga to the West. However, starting from 1920 until his death in 1952, he resided in the United States. And a small interruption, 1935 to 36, he came back to India and moved back to US again. This if a Jyotishi in 1800s, 1900s, is able to predict something like this very accurately, they should be using very, very simple tools. This is like very, very simple tool that helps us to say, yeah, this person will go for study. This person will go for work. This person may have to move because his D12 is activating. This person may have to move to abroad because his D7 is activating because of the children. Okay, something like that. See here, let's see his horoscope. So Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, all are activating. Oh, my bad. So I used a different context here. Anyway, Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, all are influencing his Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius. Here is the focus sign for us, Sagittarius. Okay. So what we want things to be? So we want, he moved for a karma, right? So D10. His Lagna or Lagna Lord should be associated with Sagittarius. Simple. So let's go to D10. His Lagna is Virgo. His Lagna Lord Mercury is here. Okay. Now we have to time the event. So we have to take the dispositor, Jupiter, and we have to bring it back to the Rashi chart. Jupiter is conjoined with Mars. So this should mean something to us. So Jupiter shows 32 years. This is natural activation of natural maturity of the grahas. Mars shows 27. Okay, 27. I have given the list at the end of this presentation. This presentation will be shared with all of you. So he moved at the age of 27 to West. So it is inevitable for him to move to abroad. Okay. But is it activating any Srimanta Yoga for him? Or is it triggering some sort of problem? See here, this is the yoga. 9th house from Aruda Lagna is considered to be a blessing in any context. 9th from Aruda with a benefic, it is going to be fantastic for you. That dasha is going to be fantastic. Okay. So this Mercury is not a normal Mercury. It is Vargottama Mercury. Okay. And he's an exponent in Kriya Yoga. He's a teacher, right? This Sagittarius is to do with teacher. So let's understand him again. So Sagittarius teaching, like spreading. and he has a lot of disciples. And Mercury, he wrote a book, and he established an organization. Sagittarius shows, Sagittarius is also called as temple sign. So temple, he built a temple. His organization is called as temple. So it is spread across the globe. There are more than 150 plus. It is spread across 150 plus. So basically, he manifested this particular Sagittarius completely, and we timed it. So we took the Jupiter and we came to the Rashi chart. Jupiter conjoined with Mars. At the age of 27, he moved to abroad. 27, 28, he moved to abroad. Then we want to understand, okay, but everybody will try to move to abroad, but when we will settle in abroad? That's an important question, right? So for Yogananda also, it's important for him also to settle down somewhere. Let's see. So Mars and Jupiter is supposed to be settling combination. Mars shows security, Jupiter shows prosperity. So this is supposed to be settling combination. Mars and Jupiter is impacting his Libra. Okay, Libra. He has Ketu here. So he constructed so many things out there. He settled there. But we are interested to time the event. See, how to time this event? So in 1945, okay, with the Chakradasha, so he was born in 1893. Okay, 93 to 1903, 1903 to 1913, 1913 to 1923, 1923 to 33, 43. So almost 50. So around the age of 49. So here the number of years left is 5. So almost at the age of 55, he got his visa. Okay, let's see how to time it. So if this is 1, if this is 1, this is 12, 24. So if this is 60, 59, 59, 58, 57, 56. Oh, Mars-Jupiter combination got activated. He got visa. So he applied at the age of 1946, around when he was running Libra Dasha. Then he got visa in 1949 when Jupiter-Mars got activated. Okay, good. So hope I am clear. I'm sure I'm not being very fast, but yeah, feel free to stop me if I'm being very fast. Okay. So the chart of Deepak Chopra is very famous for his association with Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. He's an Ayurvedic practitioner, transcendental meditation. There is so much to his resume. Okay. So Deepak Chopra for you. He married in India in 1970, emigrated to United States. Okay. The same year. Between 1970 to 77, he studied. He completed his residency in internal medicine at the Lehigh Clinic, Massachusetts. Okay. He earned his license to practice. So this license to practice is D10 part. This working still with residency is D24 part. Okay. So we have to draw a clear line to understand this. Okay. Okay. So we are going to use 2 Varga charts for him. One is D24, one is D10. Okay, good. So let's see. So why I took this horoscope is because this person has so many signs as focus signs. See here, Saturn, Rahu. So Saturn, Rahu is creating Papakartari here. So Gemini becomes focus sign. Saturn Rahu is aspecting with Jupiter, to the 12th house. To the 12th house. Oh, this is one more sign. So I listed here Gemini, Virgo. Virgo is his 8th house. 8th house. So 55, 52. So there is no Jupiter, so we can ignore Virgo. So Gemini and Capricorn has to do something with his abroad travel. Okay. Let's see. He moved in, we understood that he moved to America in 1970. So with his wife, right? A7 should get activated. So Jupiter, Lord is Jupiter. Okay. So we understood that its focus sign is Gemini or Capricorn. Is his Lagna Lord associated with Gemini or Lagna associated with Gemini? Yes, he has Lagna Lord Jupiter in Gemini. This will obviously take him to abroad for study. Okay, very direct, very, very simple. Okay, very, very simple. And he moved in Jupiter Antardasha. So you may think that it may not work with Udidasha. It works astoundingly with Udidasha. So the Antardasha will be directly connected to the concerned focus sign and the planets in the focus sign of the respective varga. Okay, you can check it in all the charts that I have posted here. It will be very easy. Now the focus sign for us is this, right? Let's take this back to Rashi chart. It has got activated second house from Aruda Lagna. That is good. That is good. This is Gemini. This is Gemini. This is Gemini. Sign of writing. Sign of writing. Gemini, sign of writing, communication, travel, and also a little bit of Ayurveda, maybe, because of Mercury. Writing, speeches, traveling. So he traveled from New Delhi to Sri Lanka to USA, USA to Europe. You know, he spent most of his time traveling. Even today, he travels most of his time. So he wrote a number of books. So history is coming from Gemini. So he jolly well understood it, the dynamics of it, and he's trying to utilize the yoga properly. So he also moved for work. So let's see, is there some possible yoga that is helping us to work? So I told you, so to work in America as a doctor means settling down properly. Okay, settling down properly. So Mars, Jupiter, right? See, house 3, house 4. House 3 is Mars. House 4 is Taurus. I mean, here it is Aries. Here it is Taurus. So we have to understand the difference. So going on a visa and working in a country is different. To be a medical practitioner, the government of the country has to accept you. So that is the reason why I'm using Mars, Jupiter in this context. Okay. Are we good? Let's see. So we got 2 signs. So Mars, Jupiter is activating Taurus and also Aries. But I am picking this Aruda Lagna sign because it is important for us, for him to manifest his image. Okay, his image for sure. Okay, that is the reason why we are more interested in Taurus. So we are able to see that Varnada Lagna here. It will also trigger this Varnada. We know Taurus is a sign of marketing. Taurus is sign of marketing. And we know Rahu. Rahu is a very good salesman in a way. So illusion creates illusion. Illusion sells things by putting you in mind. Okay. The combination itself is very, very predominantly getting activated in D10. Okay. Is it by any chance associated with D10 Lagna or Lagna Lord? Oh, Lagna Lord is in trines. Okay. Both are lorded by Venus. So basically his Venus is the important thing for him. So the way he dresses, the way he carries himself is of the high class, you know, that Venusian style. So he made sure that his image is not dying. And most of the times he prefers to portray that Venusian aspect of him such that his Aruda is active. Okay. This is the last chart, I think. Here is the ages that I have used in the horoscope. You can use this. This is for Kaumara, Yuva, and Vruddha. You can use this. And this is about Varga Viveka. If someone among us is not sure of what Vargas, what on is. Okay. Okay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I'm free to take questions. Feel free to ask. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sonal. Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mohan Rajaji. Very, very good. Great timing. Good catch up and brush up.
Yeah, there is more to this. We'll continue on
Yeah,
this.
it feels that there is a lot more than meets the eye.
Yeah, there is a lot more, but this introduction is really helpful to see. Just like that, okay. Oh, this person will go for studying. This person will go because of work. Some visa issues, all these things we may talk in September session. But
Yes.
for now, I think this will be a very strong foundation for anybody who is moving from, everyone among us who is trying to move to India to study should have this combination. We should check it. Okay.
Mohan, may I ask a question?
Yeah,
Well, it
please.
might be really silly.
Okay.
Is Rahu and Saturn are considered because they are Vayu Tattva? That's
Yeah.
why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's why we think about moving abroad because
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, but I didn't get the Tattva relation of Mangal and Mangal the settling because it's Agni Tattva.
Okay.
So if I understood the right, so is Mangal and Jupiter for settling.
Okay, I'll explain you. I'll explain in a bit.
Thank you.
So in Indian context, if a man marries a woman, okay, the woman will try to move with the man to a different house. This was like old time scenario, but still even now they are following this in India. Okay, even in places we see after marriage, people will establish their home in a different way, right? In a different place. Sometimes one of them has to compromise and one of them has to move to a different place because husband or the wife is working somewhere, right? That Mangala is all about that promise that we made for each other, okay? To fulfill promises. That is one thing. The second thing is, what if, so now in the current scenario, number of people are moving to US. Why number of people are moving to US is because of the security that US provides, right? That is the basic reason. So Mars is basically all about security.
Security, yes, exactly.
And Jupiter is all about prosperity. So if Mars and Jupiter is activating something very good, then it is good idea to pursue that interest because you will settle in life properly. And to add more to this, while timing marriage, both Mars transit and Jupiter transit are important in female horoscopy. Without Mars and Jupiter, a woman will never marry. They may live in together, they may be in relationship, but for a woman to approve a man to be her husband, she seeks Mars and Jupiter. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, now it's much clear. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Feel free to ask. Okay. There are a few messages. Let me read through. So
okay.
Yeah. Very interesting talk. Okay. Deepak Chopra. Very interesting. There is one question. So I have Saturn in 12th with Rahu in Parivartana with Mars ruling 5th house. Can I know what is your Lagna?
Yeah, Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, 12th house. Okay. Saturn, Mars, Parivartana. Okay. So ruling 5th house, right? Aruda Lagna, 12th house, Moon Kendra. Abroad. Very good. Easy, right?
Yeah, it's very simplistic. The thing is like with can use this with Vimshatari Dasha. Like for example, coming towards the end of my Venus cycle.
Okay.
And the next one is Ketu.
Okay.
It was a sub period,
Yeah.
So that maybe I worried maybe it will activate it again,
Okay. To abroad travel. That's what you meant. I'll reply to you in the group if you don't mind, because if I get to look at the chart, it will be easy.
Sure.
Yeah. Perfect. So some AK is also there. So there is a lot of information here. Thank you, Alison. Oh, Rahul Gupta ji. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mohan Rajji, and
Andrew ji is here. I'm all excited for his talk.
Well, Well, actually, he's been messaging me. There's something going on with his internet.
Okay.
And he has to reboot.
There is a funny joke in Parampara, right? Internet mantra. Samrahu.
Oh, really? Go
Yeah,
on.
yeah. No. So yeah, there is some Chinmasta mantra that Freedom ji very jokingly says.
Mavati Thatta.
Yeah.
I'll tell him.
It was just to bring that fun to the class. Okay, hope everybody liked it. If you want to put up any questions, feel free to put it up in the Devanishan's group.
Yeah, anyone, any questions? Because while we wait for Andrew and his internet problems, we do have time for a few questions.
May I perhaps ask, I just have never learned what is Arudha Lagna. Could you perhaps explain it? Is it easy to explain, not so easy to explain?
It is very easy to explain. Let me show one chart. That way it is easy.
The whiteboard, yeah.
Okay, so let me show it. You want me to use the whiteboard? So,
okay.
Are you comfortable with North Indian, East Indian? I forgot what is it. Okay, so you are comfortable with this chart?
Yes.
South Indian? Yes, perfect. See, we are trying to, so Lagna is your intelligence, okay? Whatever you have in your head. But we will not be able to manifest everything in our life that we have in our head, right? So to discriminate that what we can manifest, what we cannot manifest in our life, we use Arudha. This is the first level understanding of the Arudha. The second level understanding of the Arudha is how people around you are perceiving you, okay? And as they are perceiving you in a certain way. For example, if they are perceiving you as a teacher, okay, you tend to behave like a teacher, okay? If they think that you have very good sense of humor, you will eventually become very good with that. That image that grows with you over time because of the feedback that is coming from the society is also Arudha, okay? But I was telling that what is manifested, unmanifested. I was talking about manifested, unmanifested, right? So every horoscope has a lot of potential to say, right?
Sorry, Mohanji, I have to interrupt you. We will continue this after Andrew's talk because it's vital that we don't lose connection because of his problem.